Hi, John.
Hey, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks. And you? We're calling you from Cape Town in South Africa.
From Cape Town. Wonderful.
Yes. Have you been here before?
I've never been to Cape Town, never been anywhere in South Africa.
Oh, wow. You should
It's one of it's the only continent I have not explored. So I hear I'm missing out.
Oh, that's great. So I've got some of my people around me. Just pop your heads in and say hi to John. They couldn't wait.
Hey, everybody, how are you?
How's it going?
All right, so let's fire away with some of the questions. I heard a rumor that you might be starting a decentralized exchange. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. Hang on one second. Let me put my headphones on, and I'll answer.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, I started. The reason I started a decentralized exchange is that I've been talking for 3 years on the blockchain conference stages around the world, and tweeting about it, writing about it, that someone had to develop a true decentralized and distributed exchange, else the entire crypto world will be shut down within a few years by world governments.
Oh, yes.
Because we are a threat to the existence of the financial structure of governments. So, you know, the collection of income taxes and so on would go down the drain if the governments did not know what you're doing with your money. If you're using privacy coins, distributed exchange. And I believe this is a people's right. If you work hard for your money, I believe it is yours to do with as you wish.
Yes.
And the government's argument that, oh, well, if we did let you do with it as you wish, then criminals could do with their money as they wish. Well, I've never heard an argument so ridiculous that because criminals might use a facility or an enhancement for mankind, that we can't give it to anybody. So in any case, I got off. The distributed exchange that I've developed can't be shut down by any government, any regulatory body ever, because it is a collection of smart contracts on the blockchains, and they're there. I can't take them off. I mean, that's a record of the reality of what I have created and cannot be uncreated. So when the SEC or the IRS or some world government says, you know, you're a bad boy, you did wrong, we're going to put you in jail and you have to shut it down, I would go, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Neither can anyone. But the exchange requires no information from anybody. We don't hold anybody's money ever. Don't touch it. Don't move it. There are no fees to list a new token or a new coin. Just press the button at the top of the page saying add coin and then put in the technical specifications and you're listed. It is fully distributed as well as decentralized, meaning we already have over 30 portals around the world that are accessing the blockchains through our software portal. So if they take McAfeeDex.com, if the government says, no, you can't have that, they do have the power, oddly enough, to do that. I'll say, who cares? It doesn't matter. 1,000 other portals in the world. We're in beta tests now. We started with the Ethereum blockchain, all Ethereum and ERC tokens, anywhere from ERC20 to ERC1440. We added Tron 4 days ago, and that's going fine. We'll be adding Binance, EOS, and NEO before the end of the year. And by the first quarter of next year, we'll have cross-chain. And that's when the DEX will actually become usable. Right now, of course, it's limited. We don't have cross-chain transactions. But we are in beta tests, and hopefully people will cut us some slack. No one will ever lose money on it. We have released the source to our smart contracts. They've been audited. So I wanted to do something to give to the world. Lots younger folks refused to do. I kept begging people, please, people, build a distributed exchange, else we're all going down the tubes. No one did one. At least they didn't do one which is usable.
All right.
So
And do you have a name for your exchange?
The Mcafee Dex. It's up and running.
Okay, yes. I've seen the Dex.
McAfeeDex.com.
Okay, good.
And just go there, and it's all there. Even though it's in beta, it still works for Ethereum and for Tron, provided you don't try to cross-chain them by exchanging a Tron token for an Ethereum type token. But we will have that in place by the first quarter, the second quarter of next year. Then it will be a real exchange, people. It can't be shut down. It doesn't cost anything to list. We will have 100 times the number of pairs that Binance currently has. It won't cost you anything. We don't charge any maker fees. We charge nothing to list. We take 1/4 of 1% of taker fees to fund development, but even that's not going to work. I'm not going to fund us. I just wanted to give this away, take it, people, and use it. I mean, or something better if someone builds it. I don't care. We have to have one.
Yes. And which privacy coins are you bullish on? I know you're a Monero fan, but Monero is rather expensive.
Listen, privacy does come with a cost. I'm sorry. And I'm not in any way related to Monero. Oh, God. Well, okay, so you got Zcash, all right? But Zcash is not trivial to use. I mean, you have to know what you're doing if you truly want your privacy. You've got SafeX, you've got Apollo. I mean, literally, there are dozens of them. I don't want to promote one over the other. Let's let them all try to survive and compete and see which one serves us best. And that will be the survivor. Right now, Monero is the most secure in my mind.
All right. And a few months ago, you endorsed the Karatbars coin. How do you feel about it now, based on what the situation is currently?
Well, yeah, I took that promotion based on the fact that I believe that stablecoins, and keep in mind, at that time, no one, and still no one really knows what the final stablecoin architecture is going to be. I mean, things like DAI, which I use constantly, never varies more than 1 penny from the US dollar, up or down. It's kind of magic how they do that using smart contracts. You've got all kinds of branches looking for how we have something. The problem with DAI, it's linked to the US dollar. So, if we're trying to get away from the US dollar to have a standard which links to it, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm exploring all kinds of avenues. The Karatbars, okay, let's use gold as some sort of solidifier for value. I'm just saying, I got into it and realized that it was not what I was looking for. And so I've said nothing about them for months, and I never say anything negative about any ex-client, no matter how the market may view that ex-client.
All right, great. And which other crypto would you say is the next kid on the block besides Bitcoin itself?
When you say next kid on the block, next kid on the block for what? That's the issue.
For transactions.
I believe that I truly believe that the universally accepted coin will have to be a privacy coin. I believe this in my heart, because we're talking about people's finances, for heaven's sake. And if you use Bitcoin or Ethereum and many others, and you just do something trivial like publish your wallet address on your Twitter page, going, hey, if you feel like donating, here's my wallet. Or if you sell something to me or buy something from me, I have to have your wallet address. Anybody who knows that wallet address can look in there and see what you got, what comes in, what goes out. I mean, no privacy whatsoever.
Yes.
No anonymity whatsoever. And if you are comfortable with this, then I say fine. But let me ask everybody out there, if your bank did this, if you wrote a check to a plumber to come and fix your sink, and you wrote him a check for $40 and he goes to the bank and says, hi, I have a check from Mr. Mcafee, and I'm going to cash it. And at the same time, would you please tell me what his balance is? And can you give me a sequence of what his deposits have been? And every time a new one comes in, will you let me know? Would you be a happy camper? I don't think so. And you have to ask yourself why you would not be a happy camper. Because your privacy in regards to your finances is one of the closest things that people should be keeping to their breast.
Yes. And we traders are very fond of trading with the cheap penny stock coins. Which of those penny stock coins, the like less than $1 coins, would you say have a bright future?
Listen, first of all, I don't personally invest in anything. I mean, I've got better things to do than spend my time trying to do nothing more productive than make money, which is what people are doing when they're investing. And I think that's a horrible waste of human energy and intellect. And in this case, even more horrible, because we've been giving people with the blockchain and with cryptocurrency a key with which we can unlock the door of the cell to our slavery to the financial system that exists. We've been given that key. And we're looking at it and going, this could unlock my door. But someone inside goes, yeah, but before you do that, look at this. We can make some money. Let's trade this stuff. I mean, it's like some massive demigod play where the Satan's going, oh yes, you've got the key to freedom, but you don't really want that. Now let's make some money. Please, people, I have no problem with making money, nor even making money in cryptocurrency. But good God, if that is why you are in, please stop. Go away. I'll give you tips on the regular stock market, which is far more predictable, that you can make your fortune in. Don't fuck with crypto by trivialities such as investing in it. Not yet. Because until we all use it for its intended purpose, which is a medium of exchange, most powerful of all things, if you think about it. The invention of money, the invention of a unit, instead of going, I have 2 chickens and I'm looking for someone with half a pig. Well, I mean, you may find that person, but even then, I don't know if 2 chickens is worth half a pig. Well, we would know if we had a unit of exchange which valued the things we are attempting to exchange.
Yes.
Then, and that's what we have now, people. It's ours. It does not belong to any fucking government in this world. It was created by the developers and geeks of this world and given freely to everyone through open source. And from that tiny foundation of Bitcoin has sprung a new world, a world of opportunity.
Yes.
Please, God, do not squander this with greed. Please, people.
I've got now 2 personal questions for you. The one is, well, all of these questions were put together by my traders. So I think I've got only one out of the lot here. But which price would you say you paid in Bitcoins to get where you are now?
What price? I'm sorry?
Which price did you pay if you had to take it in Bitcoins, as in the price in Bitcoins, would you say you have paid to get where you are now?
I have no clue. I mean, I can tell you the value of what I have purchased using not Bitcoins, but other currencies, DAI and Ethereum. Most people really don't use Bitcoin for transactions. It's too slow.
Yes.
No, they use Ethereum, DAI, other things which everybody accepts. But what I have paid with, I'd say mostly Ethereum, is well over $5 million in the past 4 years. And I try to buy everything that I can with Bitcoin, and I try to sell every service that I have with Bitcoin or related currencies. Why? Because I'm trying to practice what I am preaching to you people. Use it. Use it. There's nothing you can't buy with cryptocurrency if you're willing to look for it. That's why we have Google. I mean, that's the only reason I can think we have Google. That is so we now can find what we need to buy using cryptocurrency. That is a joke.
Yes. And one of the things that was mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned yourself becoming the president of the United States. And if you did become president, what would you do differently than everyone else before you?
Well, you know, this is my second time running. I ran in 2016 on the Libertarian Party. I came in third at that party. I got the access to the national and international stage for debates and things that I would say. This year, in 2020, I think it's very crucial for me. I'm 74. If I don't get whatever's in me out in the next couple of years, then I'm just going to quit now and start just fishing 24 hours a day. So it's crucial that I say, to me anyway, what I need to say. And there's no better opportunity than running for president. And since I have such a base, like in the Libertarian Party, it was my first political foray in 2016, I had massive support. You know, had I been in the party for more than, you know, I joined the party a week before I announced my presidency. You know, it's not a good sign. But even with that, I came in third. So I don't want to be president. And I don't care who is president. Here's the fallacy. People think that your presidents and your Congress or your parliaments are in control of your country. God damn, wake up, people. Please, please. No. Our president, of course, I don't know in Africa or anywhere else, but in America, our presidents have zero power. They have perceived enormous power. But this is how they're viewed by the real government in America. Now, the real government in America are the career, lifelong government employees of extraordinary high level, mostly within our covert agencies like the CIA. You never leave the CIA from my life, and you never retire. You're just there for life. And I truly believe the CIA are patriotic Americans wanting to do the best for this country. However, they perceive the only way to do the best for America is to make sure the transients, they call, by the way, politicians transients. Why? They're here for 4 years and gone, or maybe 8, and then they're gone for sure. And these transients, in the eyes of the CIA, who have, from the time they were 22 or 23 until they're 50 or 60, have studied international politics and political alliances and culture and history and religion and language. And they know the world. They really fucking do. I mean, we can't deny it. And they think that a president, a politician, a fucking civilian who's here for 4 years is going to be given any power? Please, God. How do they reserve their power themselves? Through a thing called need to know. People think that if you become president, you can ask people, oh, by the way, do we have aliens? Well, if we did have aliens in America, presidents would be the last people to be told, because they don't have a need to know. For the tiny amount of time that they're there, And whatever they may should do with that, not a need to know, sorry. And so what is a need to know? A need to know is what is in the interest of the CIA. If we tell President Bush, for example, that there are atomic weapons in Iraq, it will force him to go to war, which is really what we want. What's the best way to do it? Tell him that that's the truth. Was it the truth? No. We all knew there were no nuclear weapons in Iraq. Everybody except the president and Congress, because they were told by the CIA, who knows more and better than the general public. So people, it doesn't matter who's president. We're in a system that's equivalent to a car with a frozen steering wheel. And it does not matter who's driving that car, because they are not going to change its direction in any way, shape, or form. And if you want practical examples of that, look at the past 50 years in America as we changed presidents. I promise you, those of Americans, and perhaps the rest of the world too, who have democracies, that those elected officials, that when they took office, I promise you, not a hair on your head was shifted by the wind. Not one noticeable, objective element of your life changed. Please, God, people see the illusion that you are buying. You want a big example? We had one President, Obama, who spent his entire term developing a healthcare system which was nicknamed Obamacare. He succeeded. And 6 months after he lost power, it was unraveled and demolished. This is what politicians do. And this is what the CIA allows them to do by giving them whatever pieces of truth that is in the interest of the CIA and forcing those actions by knowing how people will behave. You need to understand, it is not guns and missiles and bombers and aircraft carriers that are the power. That's not the power anymore. The power is in the hands of those who hold and distribute the truth, and that's the CIA.
Okay, so the last question, one of my traders just asked me to ask you the question. Do you think that there is a threat to Bitcoin from Silicon Valley?
I think there's a threat to Bitcoin from every corner of our globe. I mean, of course, from Silicon Valley. There's a threat to Bitcoin. What does it mean by threat? When people say Bitcoin, I ignore that word and instead say they meant cryptocurrency, because Bitcoin is the oldest and the clunkiest and the most out-of-date technology of all the coins. It's still here because it was the first. And we like the label, so fine, add the label, and it will be a store of value eventually. And that's why that will continue to be with us. But no, it's not Bitcoin. Is Silicon Valley a threat to cryptocurrency? Yes and no. Yes, because the cryptocurrencies that will be developed by large corporations, by government agencies, by regulatory bodies, will be a horror of the worst kind, because instead of freeing you from observance and control, it just adds one more level of observance and control to that which you already have. And it will be beyond burden, I promise you, because every penny in your life, from a pack of chewing gum you buy in a gas station in a distant state, to the mortgage on your house, to every penny that you receive in income from anything, including wages and debts. Because it all goes through what? That one cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency is a threat, not just to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but to the very freedom of mankind. We can't allow them, well, they will build it, let them, and they will. but we can't allow them to force us to use it. Why? We have our own people. Please, God, let's focus on this. This is our opportunity to escape the cage that we're in. And if you're telling me you don't feel like you're in a cage because you go out and party in the evenings and sleep in on the weekends, and that's great. That's wonderful for that small percentage of your existence. But what about that percentage that starts when you wake up in the morning and get dressed and go downstairs and kiss the spouse goodbye and hop in the car and commute anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, or you're taking a bus, you get into the office, you're in a windowless, airless environment for 8 hours, and they let you out and you reverse that trek home. You do that 5 days a week for 40 fucking years, people, and if that is not slavery, please tell me what is, because you, through the sweat of your brow, are creating massive income for the corporation you're working for. And are you getting that? No. They make you think that you're the God. Hey, we're giving you a 10% raise. Well, who gives a flying fuck when 90% of my effort is stolen by you? And this is the problem, people. Because if you were paid what you were truly worth to the corporations, then please multiply your salary by at least 5. How do I know? I founded and grew one of the largest security companies in the world. I was the chief executive officer of a New York Stock Exchange company that was the 6th largest Bitcoin miner in the world. I know how corporations work, and you, my friends, are slaves.
Yes. Well, thank you, John. We appreciate your time. It's my wife's birthday today, and
well, I hope I didn't depress everybody too much.
No, it's serious stuff.
All right.
No,
listen, some people who prefer comedy and things shut me off quickly, and I can easily get lighthearted and smoke weed and have fun with you. But in my normal riff, it's just what I said. If at any point you're going, God, I wish he'd shut up and lighten up, just say so. So, and anyway, and anytime you want me back on, call Janice, all right?
No problem. Thank you from all of us. We appreciate your time, and
all right.
have a great day from South Africa.
All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.